Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun seeing a young Han Solo, watching him become a hotshot pilot, seeing how he became so good with a blaster, where he learned to gamble. Oh wait, I know, how he named the Millennium Falcon. What? We don't learn any of that? What do we learn? Solo's not his real name and Lando is pansexual? What the fuck?
They bought their tickets. They knew what they were getting into. I say, let them crash.
Solo is here and the reception could not be worse. Is it Solo's fault? Is the film any good? Let's find out. Hey Kathleen, should I be excited?
No!
It is so exciting. We're going to see how Han met Chewie. And I think a lot of people are wondering how that all happened, so it's pretty exciting. I think there's nothing better than to see what we do with an audience. It's one of the great things as filmmakers is that we get a chance to see people react to what we've done. And I love that more than anything. So I'm really excited to get into the theater and see people experience this.
Han. Well, you got to start with Han. Backstories. Why do we need them? Well, we don't. Was anyone asking for this? No. Is it a cash grab? Yes. Can the backstory take away from the coolness of a character? Can we know too much?
Hey, mister, what were you like when you were younger? What made you cool?
Hey,
Who was your first girlfriend?
I got to know. Yes, I bet you have.
First off, he knows everything. Driving, shooting, gambling, flying, he can do it all. We don't get to see him learn any of these skills. Again, why are we doing this? He also keeps everything he's given. First gun, gun for life. First ship, that's it, don't show me any more. First Wookiee, lovers forever. Name, yep, even his name. Not just any film character, Han friggin' Solo.
Han Solo.
And who gives it to him? A nobody. Not a partner, not a friend, not a crime boss. Some no-name guard. And because he's on his own. And he thinks, yep,
Han Solo.
sounds cool. I'll keep it. I'll keep it for life. To hell with you, scriptwriters. We know who you are. That guy probably gives that name out all day. Nothing special. Just before Han gets his new name, we have another one of those, hey, just stop and pull me right out of the movie moments. The Empire's recruiting booth is playing the Star Wars soundtrack. Can you believe it? John Williams not only lives in this world, he works for the Empire. Has Disney forgotten how soundtracks work? Back to fake Han. He also has the very important dice. You know, the gold dice. The same gold dice that a set designer hung in the Falcon 40 years ago as a bit of filler. You can't see them. You don't remember them. Let me help you. Thanks, Rian Johnson, you little...
Then 30 feet. Then 40.
It turns out they do mean something between two lovers, Han and Kira. Prick move, Luke, giving them to Leia. What are you saying? Hey Leia, he never forgot her, the other one. Oh yeah, and the Kessel Run. Han didn't do it. Well, not on his own. In fact, it was a robot that did it. Weird, he always bragged about it. What was he saying? Hey everyone, I took a shortcut? The favourites. Han gets thrown into the pit with the beast. And surprise, surprise, it's Chewie. Chewie's going to eat him. Yep, Chewie thinks nothing of eating humans. I know this makes sense, but it does bring up the question of eating things that can beg for their lives. Fuck droid rights, what about Wookiees not eating us? That's something I would be protesting. Han saves himself with a bit of flirting in Wookiee. Yes, Han speaks Wookiee, and it sounds and looks stupid. I like to think about Chewie pretending he couldn't understand human when he ate the other people, while they were pleading for their lives. And if you've ever wanted a shower scene with the two of them, you're in luck. Thankfully, Chewie's used in this film. Not like Last Jedi where he was useless and only Rey could understand him for some reason.
You said you're coming back with us.
How did you find me?
I tell you, it is fun seeing Han and Chewie in the Falcon together. But all I kept thinking was, they really messed this place up within 10 years. I always assumed Han got the Falcon when it was already old. The model ship is seen in the prequels, and the way everyone calls it junk, I just thought it was an old ship that was already worn out and faulty when he got it. But no, it's brand new. I mean, this thing is clean and white. I can only guess that keeping a Wookiee in a confined space like this is not hygienic. Chewie must just be rubbing his shit on the walls because that thing looks fucked in A New Hope. You'll be happy to know that Lando is attractive. We know this because Kira tells us, and Han. Remember when films would just show you things instead of telling you? Han probably thought, so, aren't we here for the ship? But then Han says, Lando has unusual style. Yes, unusual style. You're in a room with all kinds of monsters and freaks, and you've just come from a party with a singing fish toad, but you're taken back because Lando is wearing yellow? That's unusual to you. Yellow is unusual now. Maybe it's the cape. We seem to be fascinated that Lando wears capes. I mean, half the people in Star Wars wear some type of cape. Even Vader. But the Kasdan team seem to have a problem with this, as if it's a big red flag. There's nothing worse than Hollywood creators wanting a big pat on the back for being progressive, and all they do is old-fashioned cliches. God, we even get a yoo-hoo.
Because I didn't want to do a kind of stereotypical cliche kind of character. I wanted to bring something really special to it. Something bigger than life.
Well, you certainly did that.
Could it be they have the problem with the cool dude who is a ladies' man? Do they have a problem with this picture? I know as a kid any of us could be Luke, Han or Lando. We thought they were all cool. But do the Kasdans? Why do they think a family film is the place to explore where he puts his bits? New Lando is also stupid. He wins all the money and a supposed new ship and forgets all about it for a job where he could die and he has to supply his ship for transport. He does this again later when he leaves all of a sudden with no loot or money, no payoff whatsoever just to get out of there. You're in a spaceship, Lando. Blow them all up. It's all been a huge success. Disney are even building a new land. Check it out.
Walt Disney presents Pansexual Land. And here's Walt to tell us all about it.
We must start with the public need. We think the need is for starting from scratch on virgin land and building a special kind of new community, an experimental prototype community that will always be in a state of becoming.
Hello, what have we here?
L337.
Stand aside, Jar Jar. L337 is in town. But before we get to the worst Star Wars character of all time, big call, I know. There are a couple of other scenes that remind us that Kathleen Kennedy is in charge.
You're incredible.
Crime boss, Lady Proxima, is not only a huge sea slug that wants the title Lady, but she also says to Kira, harm's not worth it. A bit of woman-to-woman advice from a water creature. Another, oh right, it's a Disney Star Wars now, is when a kick-ass cool mofo baddie takes their mask off. This character, Enfys Nest, looks fantastic and moves and stands as if they really have some weight and strength to them. But no, helmet off, freckled-faced teenager. No look of strength whatsoever. You could hear the sigh from the whole 8 other people that were in the theatre. Why, filmmakers? Why this decision? The girl next to me in the cinema said, you cannot be serious. This thing. When you see this thing finally get blasted, you will cheer. And here's Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who plays L337, to explain why she was perfect for the role.
I haven't seen any of the Star Wars films.
Well, not a single one. David! That's a disgrace.
Said just in one of the in the stage directions, droid, and so I was like, droid. And then I googled droid, and then nothing much really came up. Weirdly, just pictures. There wasn't explicitly it was a robot. And I was asking my taxi driver, he was like, I don't know what a droid is, and I was like, I'm just going to play it like a human. But they decided they didn't need it to be droidy at all in the end, so I think it might have worked in my favour.
The performance is insane. She runs, moves, sits as if she has muscles like a human. There's not a hint of droid movement. It's just a woman in a suit running around. And the dialogue! If it's not shouting droid rides, it's sitting down for a bit of girl talk with Kira, or suggesting it gets Lando off. Yes, it and Lando have sex. Kira asks, How does that even work? L3 replies, oh, it works. Can you imagine a conversation about sex in A New Hope? It's so stupid. Hey, give me an R-rated film any day of the week, but choose your audience. At one stage, it starts a droid rebellion by just removing the other droids' restraining bolts. In this film, this causes the other droids to act like the gates have been opened on the nut house. Poor Anthony Daniels, he must think, you bitch. I've been shuffling around trying to be a robot for 40 years and you come along and just run around like a human. And don't forget, this is set 10 years before A New Hope. Droid technology goes backwards in that time. L337 is running around like a raver on pills before thankfully someone cuts that thing down with a blaster. If you're trying to avoid seeing this movie, just imagine Jar Jar getting blasted. Doesn't that feel better? We then get a ridiculous scene where Lando cradles L3, saying he can fix her as she dies. Which is glorious. If you had met a droid like L337 that was virtually human, so much so your friend decided to start having sex with it, and then you treated droids like Han treats C-3PO, you would be a real asshole. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Beckett's cool. Lose the gun spinning, it looks stupid, and it's going to get you killed. But besides that, he's cool. I mean, it's Woody Harrelson. How bad can it be? And Val, she's good too. I mean, she wasn't in it long enough, but she was good. But Val, find a better reason to sacrifice yourself. I like this little monkey man. He's interesting and smart. He suggests taking the Wookiee. The train robbery was impossible without Chewbacca. Lucky they took him. Dryden Voss. What can I say? All his scenes are in one room. I mean, not bad for a reshoot. Probably was on set for like a day. No, but he's good. He's good. He's a good baddie. How bad can you get it? Darth Maul. I don't know. Don't know why he's there. Don't know. No idea. I mean, toys, I suppose. Toys. I mean, he lights up his lightsaber. No idea why he's on a call. And screw it, I don't watch the cartoons. How did he survive getting cut in half? Should I have to read a book or a comic just to understand a movie? So, is it worth it? Not really. Is it better than The Last Jedi? Ooh yes, much better than The Last Jedi. Even though Ron Howard films can be boring, he's a much better filmmaker than Rian Johnson. Also, the film doesn't have gaping huge plot holes like Last Jedi. There's no weird editing or timeline problems. It doesn't really affect the other films or the original characters. There is no, all of a sudden hyperspace can be used as a weapon moment. Last Jedi felt like someone hated me. This just feels like someone wants my money. The script is terrible and lazy and Emily Clark just can't act. But the worst thing about the film is how it looks. The lighting is terrible. It's either non-existent or just all one colour. Some scenes look like a film student lit it with 2 lights. The big surprise, Alden Ehrenreich was good and Donald Glover was really bad. You see, Harrison Ford and Billy Dee Williams brought a lot of their own coolness to the role. Alden was smart enough not to try and imitate Harrison too much. Donald Glover must have missed that meeting because we get a weird impersonation that doesn't come close to capturing Lando's charm. The trouble is this film is just unnecessary. It has no imagination. There are no special moments. Star Wars just keeps shrinking. Same ships, same planets, same names. It all feels small. It's hard to believe only after a few short years that they could actually be damaging this franchise. Imagine being given the golden goose that was Star Wars, that came with the most loyal fan base of all time, and you decide to slowly start choking it to death. Star Wars is just no longer special. It's just another movie.
That Star Wars has become a full-fledged social phenomenon.